Welcome Taste Designs bonus 79 years in the car pack, you're the kings and queens. Today what I have for you guys is a Photoshop tutorial showing you how you can make your own Twitter header. This is going to be a spare style. It's really cool actually. This is going to be part 2 if you haven't seen part 1. A link will be below and also a link will be on screen throughout the whole video. So you can go click there. And hopefully you enjoy the tutorial. That's the main thing. The difficulty will be 2 out of 5 stars. I explain everything to you guys from shortcuts that I'm using every time, and yeah, it's really easy for beginners to follow along in this tutorial series. That's why it's going to be broken up into different parts, and the duration will be 30 minutes, a little bit longer than normal, but I actually covered quite a lot of different aspects of this banner, so next tutorial will be short and simple. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video and clicking on it. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you at the end of the video. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to the desktop. This is where the magic happens. We're going to get straight into this tutorial by opening up Photoshop. Now, if you haven't seen part 1 for this Twitter header series, you could say, make sure you go check it out. A link will be in the description below and also on screen. I'm really excited to be bringing this tutorial for you guys. So yeah, I'm just going to double check that my sound is and my video is recording. Okay, sweet. So in Photoshop, we're going to get straight off from where we began, even with the foreground and background. We're going to make a new layer. Actually, I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to go through in this tutorial. So a couple of elements. There's going to be 2 more episodes left. We're going to be working through this little text box here, and also the brush like that and that. So I made a tutorial on how to make your own custom brushes, but I'm still going to be going through it in this tutorial. So yeah, so to make your own custom brush, we're going to go to File, New, and the width is going to be 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. And for the background contents, we're doing it transparent because we can. Okay, so press M on your keyboard for the rectangular marquee tool, hold shift out and actually just let go and just do a little black bar, something like that. Now fill this one in with a black, make sure that you use your bucket tool and just bam like that. Then press Ctrl J, press Ctrl T and just hold shift and then with the arrow key a couple times. Thinking like that. Then you can merge these 2 together, press Ctrl J, merge them together by shift clicking, press Ctrl E. And then move down again, and then I think I did 3 clicks. Yeah, and then press Ctrl E, press Ctrl J, and repeat. Press Ctrl E, press Ctrl J, and it replicates really quickly. Like, it's like an exponential function. It just keeps on growing much faster than normal. So yeah, it's a little bit repetitive, but you know, it's nothing more than 30 seconds of some shortcuts. It kind of gives you epilepsy though, I swear to God it does. Press Ctrl J and then hopefully this will align up perfectly. Yes, it does, but if it doesn't align up, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, so it actually doesn't line up. What we need is to have this on the exact line like that, like it is here. So to do that, we're going to bring up our ruler by pressing Ctrl R and then drag it down onto our document, something like this. This is really giving me some epilepsy. Okay, whoa. Wow, my eyes are so dizzy. Okay, so just drag it onto there. I'm also just going to press Ctrl E, merge those. Bring down the opacity because I just can't stand it. Okay, so press C for the crop tool and just bring it up and it'll snap automatically to the ruler. And we're just going to do it like that. Okay. Okay, bam. Okay, so now we can just bring up the opacity back up on these lines. Actually, I'll just keep it down for now. So with your rulers, you're going to drag it out into the center and on the top. Then we are going to use our ellipse tool, click once on the document, and for the width we're going to make it 1000 and the height 1000. Press OK, and we're going to have a no stroke but with black, and just press V for your move tool and just drag that onto here, and it's going to snap everything like that, hopefully. Okay, so it's a little bit out, so we're just going to press Ctrl T. Since we actually did we did crop this, so it's not exactly 1000, which is understandable. Okay, and I'm just going to bring that up there, press V on your keyboard and just snap it like that. And I'm going to do the same like this. Now this is like a feature of Photoshop, like this Photoshop, where it snaps everything and it's really nice to work with, just like Illustrator. But yeah, you can just eyeball it. So here we've got a perfect circle right in the center, and we've got our lines still there. It's just off the opacity. Then just control click this circle, press Control Shift I, and then go to your line layer and just press delete. And then press Control D, bring up the opacity 100%, and then once you hide the circle, we've got a perfect little brush pattern, just like this guy, and we'll be able to start working. So then I'm going to go to Edit, Define a Brush Preset, and I'm going to name this Stripe Circle. Press OK, and I think I spelled circle wrong, but that is okay, I'm not too sure. Okay, so we're going to then grab up our brush tool. And as you can see, we have the circle really nice, like that, and just make sure you're painting with an opacity 100%. And yeah, so then we are going to make a new layer and just click like that. I don't know what's happened there. Okay, so now we can just click, and then we have this brush. Okay, so maybe something like that, and I made it way too fine. We should have probably did it. Okay, so I'm just going to crop this right down to like, actually I'll just yeah, so I'm going to crop this right down to something that is like really small, so like that. Okay, and with the ellipse tool I will do the same, so I'll just crop this right down. Okay, something like that. Maybe that's a bit too small, so I'll retry this again. Sorry guys, this is a bit of a hassle, but it's okay. We can't have it so high, so probably something like that with all the lines. Okay, perfect. And then with our circle, press Ctrl T, and I'm also holding Alt while Shift, so it's going to resize it through the center point, which is exactly what we want. And pressing Ctrl 0 to get a full frame of our document. And now I'll just press Ctrl, click the icon of the ellipse again, press Ctrl Shift I, delete that. Just hide the ellipse, and we'll define this one. Image, define a brush preset, stripe, so cool, that's definitely correct. And we can delete the old one by just simply right click and do delete brush. So if you ever make a brush but you're not happy with it and you don't want it to take up too much space, that's how you can do it. And then perfect, we have something like this. Now I'm going to be painting with my foreground colors. I probably should have saved it as a swatch color, my final. If I try to just close this one, I won't save this, and hopefully it didn't change the swatch colors, but we will see. Yeah, it did. Oh my god. If I just close Photoshop really quickly, don't need that. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, thanks for actually 7,500 subscribers. That is great, guys. I really do appreciate it. The support has been amazing. Okay, it's not bringing that up, but that is okay, I guess, because of under our oh, there is no really way. Okay, so I just guess I have to find like an orange that is acceptable. probably maybe something a little bit darker. Yeah, so FF9125 is the color that I'll be using. Again, I can just use my brush tool. This is around 266 document size. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we're gonna make a new layer and just click once. Okay, I'm also gonna press Ctrl U and I can just edit the colors a little bit to what I want. It's a bit different with that, so yeah. Okay, and you can see that it's not the exact same stripe size. That is okay to have a little bit of variety. Again, I'm just making this like really up on the spot, so hopefully you can understand me, where I'm coming from. And okay, so now I'm just going to press Ctrl T and move this off to the side, so it's somewhere here. And this one's actually white, so you can just bring down the saturation and the lightness right up, and the opacity can be lowered down. Now there's actually, so if you bring it across here, the pattern will like kind of transfer over, and if you press Ctrl J a bunch of times, press Ctrl E, merge those into one, right click and do create clipping mask, it will just create a clipping mask onto that circle. So it will kind of give like, I don't know, like a special feel, you could say, or something like that. So something like this I think is going to work quite nice. You could also release this clipping mask and just slap this on as a overlay or a screen dodge, and then it would like be a part of the texture. Just go through your blending options with your arrow key, and you can switch through and find the most appropriate blending options. Maybe linear light is not too bad. And I'm also going to chuck down the opacity probably to like 56. Now I might right click, and this, I'm just trying something here. Maybe something cool will come out of here, we're not too sure. And just try a glushing blow with a preview on it, and I might see how this works out. So maybe 5.7, and drag this one below and a little bit lighter. So it's just going to give us a slight little glow, if that makes sense. And you can merge those two together and then chuck down the opacity even more. So we're getting something like this. Okay, so the next thing is to do this little area. So to do that, I'm going to just make a new layer above all of these, and I'm going to click once. Okay, so then what I can do is I actually might change my foreground color a little bit to like something brighter. I might see if I can get this foreground. God dang it. There we go. Okay, so the color is FFAA39. Okay, so just click once on your new layer, press Ctrl T and resize it. I'm just going to do the exact same size as this one. So just drag this one right over. This might sound like, hey, like he's not being original at all, but as I said, I just want to create like the banner that's exactly able to be seen in the preview, and that's what I'm going to do. So I need to hide this one so I can move this ruler. I just want to kind of align it correctly. Okay, so this one, just press Ctrl T for the center point so you can see where it is. Okay, and it is just above this like furish, like there. Okay, so then I can just press view clear guides, and I'm going to do this little cutout. So I'm going to press Ctrl T, and while that is selected, I can bring out my rulers to get the center point of that, and also here. So this will act like a little guideline, and press Control Shift Enter to finish off that selection. Then press Control M for your rectangular marquee tool, and the guides will automatically snap it with your rectangular marquee tool, and just press delete with that circle layer selected. So then we have something like that. It's a really accurate cutout. We don't have to worry about any of the alignments. Okay, I might actually keep up my rulers. Then I will go to my rectangle tool. I'll make a selection like that. It's going to snap everything. Press Ctrl T, resize it how I'm comfortable, just like that, and probably something like that. Okay, so I'm going to change the pattern of this line to like these dotted lines, and the stroke size, maybe something smaller, so 4.96 is okay, I think. And everything like that is pretty good. So the next thing is to just go to view clear guides, and we need to start working with this. So we right click on this rectangular marquee tool, rationalize layer, okay, and then press M for your marquee tool and just select this bit and delete it. It's really simple, we don't need that little area. And as soon as this goes past here, I'm going to press delete on that. Okay, so then I'm going to actually make a new layer, and the same settings for like my stroke and everything. I'm going to be using the shape tool again, just to grab up another line, do like this, and this is 9.69, I think. 9.69. 4.96. 4.96. Okay, yep. Probably should have made a duplicate layer so I can see what it kind of looks like. And again, I'm just using this as like a little template so I can little shape. So now we're just messing around with the shape tool, using our arrow keys to make everything aligned. Right click, do rationalize layer, and I'm just going to zoom into here a little bit. Okay. Okay, and just press your M for move tool, and just I'm going to start cutting out basically here because we need to make the basis for the shape. Okay, and it also went up by 1, so something like that. So now we just have this really like little something like that. So we just have that little line. Yes, it was a bit of an effort, but you can see that it didn't take too long to get it like that. So hey, okay, so the next thing is to again make a new layer and just use our pen shape tool, and we just need a couple of lines for now. So this is 4.96. And again, it's going to be with those little dotted lines. Make everything align like that. I'm just going to be using my eyeball for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to eye it, and I think that that is pretty good. So then I'm just going to move this one across, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to right click and do rationalize layer, and again delete everything like this. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then this can be deleted, and then bam, we're gonna get something like that. And we then would just have to make a black box, and then I'll be going through all the contents and everything in the next part. So there's going to be a 3-part tutorial. So then we'll just make a new layer. We're going to be using rectangular marquee tool. Press M for it on your keyboard. Okay, use our guideline. This is going to make sure that it snaps to this. Now I might actually just find my circle, press Ctrl T and press Ctrl R, so it snaps like that. Okay, perfect. I actually might finish this because I want to do a little bit of other things later in the next tutorial. So yeah, and I might use my rectangular marquee tool to use this as a guide. So next, okay. Okay, and I'll just do something like that, I guess. Just bring this one in, make sure that it's along that line. There it is. Okay, and fill that one in. Whoops, sorry, with G. Make sure that I'm on a new layer. Okay, press Ctrl J and just make sure you actually press Ctrl J. Press Ctrl T. Hold shift while you rotate that around, and we will just change it, something like that, and okay, something like that. Now this won't give me a lot of room to edit, so I think something like this is working out quite nicely. Okay, so the next thing to do is to merge those two boxes together. So we have one layer like this, and I'm going to actually edit this little line here. This needs to be more up. It just looks odd like that. Okay, sweet. Okay, I guess it can work like that. Maybe delete a little bit off like that line. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to some things. Okay, so then we're just going to bring in the saw logo like he did. So we're going to go to File, Open. I'm going to be using my icon pack. You can find it on my store and purchase it if you'd like. I'm not like endorsing it or anything like that. Just, yeah, I'm just using it. Saw logo, just drag this one onto here. Press Ctrl T, hold Shift and resize this one down. Down, prices are down. Okay. If you live in Australia, you know what I was saying. Okay, something like that. Okay, and press Ctrl J, press Ctrl T. I'll just use my arrow key for this one. I'll be only able to fill in one. Yes, my scaling's a little bit off. Actually, I can just press Ctrl T. Resize this one. With my copy, I just press Ctrl J. Okay, press just shift click all these, I guess, just like that. Okay. I actually like 2, it just gets too small when it's just like that. It's okay to have a little bit of variety, I guess. It doesn't really matter how many saw logos you put in. Okay, so I'm going to merge all these together with the saws. Go to blending options, just do a color overlay black. I can't really be fucked using the opacity tool. You can a little bit, so just maybe something like that. Okay, sorry for swearing, I'm just expression, you know what I mean? Okay, so again, press Ctrl T. I'm going to be using Typography Pro, and just do saw like this one. And for the size, for the VA spacing, I might do 1500 for now. That's way not enough. Just to bring this one up to here, and I might do size 12, actually size 16. Yes, it's not the exact font, but you know, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, where I can make an exact, I will. That's what I'm trying to say. Is 7,000, I mean, bro. What are you doing? 6,800. 650. Okay, I think that should be good. Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking a bit of my time. I'm finding it a little bit hard to VA. Okay, so perfect with the saw. Okay, so then with our normal text in the middle, I'm just going to do syrup exactly like he did. I'm going to be using long shot. Again, I don't have his text, but you know, I think this is a very close text to that. I'll just do a spacing of 100 for now, color of white. Press Ctrl T and resize this one up. Okay, so something like this should be able to fit. Okay, and VA spacing of 600. should be good. Okay, actually 700. I might press Control T, hold Alt, and shift this one out a little bit larger. Okay, so then with the saw logo, there's a little crown on it and everything like that. That shouldn't be too hard to make, so I'll do it along with, actually I'll just chuck in the saw logo. Because of, I just feel like the crown, I'm not going to be showing you any techniques, new techniques in Photoshop, and I just want to show you new techniques in this series, nothing boring. Okay, something like that. Okay, so then with these lines, it's really simple. Just use your rectangular marquee tool. And again, we're just going to be using the stroke one. But it's going to be a slightly thicker one this time, so it's probably going to be like 7. Yep. And do the stroke to be white. Okay, right click, do rasterize layer. Bring up your move tool, rectangular marquee tool, sorry. And just delete all those. Okay, and you can bring this one onto here. Okay, I might have to zoom in for this one. Okay, something like that. And I'll move this one across. Now, yes, mine's a little bit different, but that is okay. So the next thing is I'll just take this color off. I need to add in this little lighting here. So I need to find the rectangle, which is here. Press Control. Bring B for your brush tool. We're going to select the circle size. And the size is probably going to do 250, I think will be fine, not 266. Okay, and we're going to paint in with a tintish yellow. So FFCC00 and just click once, and this is going to give us a little bit of lighting, but when you make a new click, do it on a new layer. Okay, press Control D and bring down the opacity on this one, so it's going to give us like that slight little thing. And actually I might try the gradient tool with this one, so again just Control click on the new layer. Gradient is going to be that yellow to transparent, and you can bring it up like that and bring down the opacity. So this is going to give us just a little bit of lighting and some little bit of mixture with this black. And I'm also going to go to the blending options, go to the gradient, and it's going to be like a gradient from that to that, to a gray, maybe black to like a really dark gray. So it's just going to give us a little bit of depth. You know, all these little features, they actually add up to a lot in the end style, and that's what I really like about doing design, is just tweaking it and having a great time doing that. So yeah, the scale might do 100. And this lighting, I just think that it's a little bit too strong, so something like that. Actually, I could bring it up right up like this, and then press eraser for my eraser tool, bring up the size for the eraser to like 800, and just erase that with a really soft brush. And again, it will just come off like that. And yeah, it might be a little bit more appropriate now. And press Control U for your saturation if you want to ever change the color. I might do mine to like a lighter yellow, something like that. There's blue, I think yellow is the most appropriate. Okay. Again, I'll tell you that I'll make this little square so I can get it done and over with, and then we can do the other things in the next tutorial. So make a new layer above all these, and for now, press Control R for your eraser tool, for your ruler tool. And we're just going to make a little alignment. Again, I'm lining mine like this. And we're going to be using that ruler as a guide like we do for most of the time. And just make a selection like that. We're going to fill this one in with white. Make sure that you have the bucket tool. Opacity is 100, nothing like that. Everything like that. View, clear guides. And then we have to find our bear layer, so it's going to be this one. We drag this one all the way down just in front of the bear one. And let's try the different blending options. So you have overlay, you have exclusion, hue, saturation, color. Doesn't really work. I think overlay is going to be the most appropriate one. I'll just go up a little bit. Yeah, so overlay I think is definitely going to be the most appropriate one. And we might just go to the opacity and actually just go to your eraser tool, and we're just going to click once and just soften this one because of, again, we can't see the outline of that bear, and I think that's really important to be able to see that. And then press Ctrl J a couple of times, just one time, and with the eraser tool we're just going to click around here, and it's going to highlight some of the areas a little bit more, and in other areas it won't. So it's just going to give us all those little different effects, which I do think is really important to add into the final effect. Press Ctrl E to merge those together, and then just bring down the opacity. This one is slightly blurred edges, so we're going to go to filter, just press Ctrl J for a backup, then we can hide the bottom one, and then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur it by pixels of something not too strong, so probably 2.5, something like that. And this is just going to give us a really soft edge, so we can work with that later on. And we have that little backup, so that can work, and we'll just drop that into our backup layers because that is important. And the next tutorial I'm going to be going over how to make this little border, which really separates your image with the ending of it. And also I'll be going into this colorization of this like tree and the circle and everything like that. So hopefully I get to see you in the next part. If you didn't enjoy this video or learn anything new, make sure to hit that like button. And yeah, this was a little bit longer than 20 minutes, but I just wanted to cut through some stuff because I didn't want to leave you hanging. And yeah, actually with our text, with the syrup text, we might press Ctrl T, right click and do skew, and just skew it to the side a little bit by holding shift. So we'll give a little bit of dynamicness in our image and just really add to the final effect. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really did appreciate it, for you staying around for this long if you're still listening to me. And yeah, hit the like button if you have already, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.